do not
Entering child for a
know.
small
It is a word
amount of
that we
despair,
use to indicate the opening
so
of
it can
our
be placed in
consciousness
a jar
toward
and keep ready for
possibility
any
beyond
attempts
measure,
at official
timeless and
examination
beyond measure.
that might take place.
And precisely what is
Finding
consciousness?
more and more that they like
This is
Muslim
precisely
children,
what we do not know.
that is not workers
It is
but soldiers,
nothingness.
and they want
A
all
nothingness
costs by
that we
every
use to
possible
indicate
means to make a
when we do not
manufactured
know
soldier,
something from
with a
that
view
side.
to all the
We do not know
planetary
it,
wars which
and
might
so we
be
say
later take.
consciousness.
I loved the dissonance and that layering effect throughout. It almost was like being a part of a creative process. The disjointedness until something clicks and there's a symbiosis with it, kind of puttering away in coding and music and writing, almost like the chaos of the mind with all channels on at once. I also liked the soundscape because it really did remind me of trying to be creative when I can hear all my neighbors and hear their conversations or the static of their TV, what's happening out on the streets, the cars honking, and those are competing for attention.
This was short was really interesting. Visually seeing the different pieces kind of pop up on the screen. It seemed to me like a puzzle of some sort. With the music, all the elements were there that were really kind of interesting to watch, such as the music, the video, the pictures, the voice, just many different elements in there. And then when the voice came out, it was really hard to hear, of course, decipher most of what she was saying, but I felt like, maybe this was her thoughts, or it looked like it had to do with a baby, because at one point it looked like the video was from the baby's viewpoint in the crib or something, or rocking in a chair. Maybe it had to do with abortion. I believe there was some like red that came up on the screen too. So there were just many different elements that made me think, what is this about? Kept me kind of hanging a little bit. Is this the woman in the video on the right? Is this her thoughts? Like, what's actually happening after she gave birth? Maybe postpartum depression. It's just very interesting.
A lot going on with all the pictures in different frames, then a hand coming onto the screen and going off, and then words coming in and out on documents as your eyes are focused on several parts of the screen. It is definitely an interesting filmmaking technique and post-production technique to make the eyes draw to so many different things. You wonder if it's this woman who's in the corner, if these are all her inner thoughts and her mind's just mixed up as she's working and she's waiting for something to process or code or whatever the numbers are across the screen, that her mind is going off in a bunch of different directions as she waits. I think it's something that those of us who work in film have definitely done, is we're waiting for a project to render and finish, and you have nothing else to do while it's rendering to save. That your mind does do this. It goes off in like 10 million different ways. And that's kind of what this film made me think it was happening, that this woman, whoever her job is, because she's smoking a cigarette, that her mind is going off in all these different directions about, I have to do this, I have to do that. Oh, this happened. And it's kind of what I got with all the different images popping up, that her mind was just going through things as she was waiting for something to finish.
It was super engaging. From the opening sequences alone, we as the viewers get to see this coding of 1001, etc., and the bilateral coding and the frequencies of life. The short film showcases how life is sort of formed, and our life is nothing but a bunch of random numbers, like of ones and zeros, to create a specific outcome. I also like how the film stayed in black and white, showing us that color doesn't really exist. It's just our minds that sort of created the sense of color by the usage of these random and various numbers.
I was intrigued by the many philosophical voices overlapping, sometimes muffled, sometimes clear. The discordant piano music worked really well with this somber, intelligent piece. I thought the black and white visuals were striking, notably the glitchy lines of binary and the occasional flashes of colorful modern art. The quiet, relaxed figure to one side of the screen was an excellent contrast to what was going on with the rest of the screen, so visually frantic.